Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We just have to look at a lot of story when it comes to sport, but this time around we are focusing on a particular sport that right now have been gaining so much momentum in Nigeria. This is gymnastics. A lot of young boys and girls in Nigeria have been taken into this particular sport, and they've been doing so well. Courtesy of one man who has really made sure gymnastics in Nigeria turns to a huge sport that Nigerian children can actually go into. Right now, we have in the studio Coach Tony Asuko. Good to have you, Coach Tony.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, well, from the way it is, we have another young Nigeria who has done well for herself and also for Nigeria. We have Chiwendu Opanku here. Good to have you, Chiwendu.
Thank you.
Good to have you once again. You're welcome on the show. Now, we quickly look at gymnastics as a sport in Nigeria that's really gaining a lot of momentum. Coach Tony, when it comes to this sport, gymnastics, we know how Nigerian children, or rather how children love it, but not everyone actually wants to go into because of the fear that, jumping and all that. Tell us a bit about gymnastics.
Yeah, gymnastics is a sport that helps children to build up their career or the self-confidence from 3 to 18 years old for the competitive level. And gymnastics makes them flexible, smart, and strong. Gymnastics makes them to be mentally alert. And gymnastics brings out the flexibility in them and makes sure they build that self-confidence to compete. And you know, it's a unity sport, and then it makes you relate with so many other, you know, boys and girls that you don't even know. And gymnastics speaks one language, so anything they're doing in Nigeria is what is attainable everywhere in the world. So if we're doing a cartwheel here, the same cartwheel is obtainable everywhere in the part of the world. So it is universal. It is what to look out for. And gymnastics is also a sport that makes children to be mentally alert, and also makes them, you know, participate in discipline, but at the same time fulfilled.
Good one there. We've been talking about gymnastics, and I'm sure you have the graphics there looking at how it is done in Nigeria. Well, it is the same worldwide, and we have a certified coach from the Federation of International Gymnastics here, Coach Tony Asuko, who has been talking concerning this sport. We'll be looking at another Nigerian, like actually we showcase her, but we have to talk about what actually took her into gymnastics. We'll be rotating between you and coach. Now, Chiwendu, like I actually welcomed you earlier on, I can see you look so quiet, but when it comes to gymnastics, you've done well for yourself. Can you tell us what inspired you to go into gymnastics?
I kept watching gymnastics on TV, and I told my mom I wanted to join, and she said, okay.
And that was how you started?
Yes.
And how did you get to Coach Tony?
When my mom was looking for a gymnasium stadium for me to train, she found TIG Gymnastics, and I joined. Luckily, I've been training and getting medals. Good
one there. You've been training and you've been winning. Now I can see a medal on your neck there. Can you let just raise it up? Let's see what's this about. Where did you win this?
I won it in South Africa.
Wow. In Gauteng, right? Gauteng in South Africa.
Yes.
And you competed in which of the gymnastics event?
Four events.
4 events. Can you mention them?
Beam, bars, floor, and vault.
Wow. Beam, bar, floor, and vault.
Yes.
And how many medals of these did you win?
1.
1. Representing Nigeria there. A good one. At least we have someone who is actually into gymnastics. Well, a young lady, very young girl. How old are you?
8.
8 years old. Just to at least inspire some your mates who have of your age out there for them to go into gymnastics. That's why we actually brought you here to talk about it. We'll still be coming to you. Coach Tony,
yes,
when it comes to this sport in Nigeria, even though I don't know if you have so many certified coaches like you, can you tell us about this issue of certification?
When I started gymnastics, I think in the year 1987, and then I was representing Lagos State at that time. No, before representing Lagos State, I started with the school gymnastics. Then before moving to the Lagos State Sport Council, That was in 1988, and then my first competition with them was 1989. So, and after the competition at the Makurdi 96, it was supposed to be Makurdi 95, but Makurdi 96 was postponed. And I saw that the same coaches were just rotating. And then there was nothing to look forward to, because I'm this person that is very creative. I want to see something new at all times. I want to see that you are not stagnant, you're not static, you're dynamic, you're trying to bring new ideas to the table. So I saw this guy from 1989 to 1991, Lagos 91, then to 1993 where we had the Ete Cup, and then to 1995. So I was surprised. I was like, is it that these people don't grow? So we'll take over them. Not that we're planning to take over, but I just felt when you're growing, people should be coming. And then there was nobody coming. It disturbs me, because these are the people that take decision. They take decision and then they dictate what happens in the field of play. So at the end of the day, I said, okay, fine. I would like to see what they have out there all over the world. Then we don't have internet though. So later in let's say 2009, I went to Singapore. So it was in Singapore I got to know that yes, there's something called level system in gymnastics. So I worked with the level system in Singapore. Then they took me to Australia. Then I worked with the Australian level system. Then I got to know what gymnastics was all about. So, okay, you have it in a stepped way. You have to go from this level to another level, and then you have all of the elements and the exercises for each level. So then I got enlightened. I attended the school. I worked in Singapore for 3 years. Yeah, so as to adapt to what they do. Then I came back to Nigeria. Then it was Okpeyemi Aminu. At that time, that was the Secretary General. Then Mr. Okpeyemi told me everything that, okay, this is how we can change things, this is how we can do it. And then we started working on that. And then I came back and I went to South Africa, the University of Pretoria, where I did my sports science course to learn how to fix the slightly movable joint of the body. Like, as you can see, the body alignment. I think this was when I just came back from a course. That was in 2012. So you have to get good body alignment, and the gymnast you're even looking at, her name is Amber. And I think this parent just told me some days ago that she's one of the best in England
right now. This particular lady you are carrying.
This particular girl you're looking at, her name is Amber Nielsen.
And this was 2012.
Yeah. So, and in Nigeria, we don't look at the sports science of sports. We just look at, oh, I want to do sports. There's no discipline. There's no programs. Everybody just turned out to what they want to do something. One thing we should know, that gymnastics is our sport. But if you don't know how to go about it, then it becomes a problem. Now, if you go to the eastern part of Nigeria, you find the Atilogu dancers. I always say this. Yes. Like they'll be dancing and they carry themselves up and then they are flipping all from up there. That's acrobatic gymnastics. And if you go to the Yoruba side, the bata, the way they dance and they scatter their legs and go like that, that is the aerobic gymnastics. And if you go to Edo State, you see them, they do the danger rolling. We call it danger rolling, iron bending, all of that. That's acrobatic, artistic gymnastics. So look at all of this thing put together. We should be winning more medals for Nigeria in gymnastics, because in gymnastics alone, you have over 40 medals.
Wow.
In every major championships.
Okay,
that's why you see the country like US, they don't joke with gymnastics.
Because I noticed that the Olympics, they use that to actually amass a lot of medals.
That's it, because you have artistic gymnastics. Only Simone Biles can give you a 5 gold medal. And then with a teammate, put together, you get about 9 gold medals. And then you now go to aerobic gymnastics, they're still there. And then maybe they give you 3 gold medals. Before you know, in gymnastics alone, US will be clinching about 15 to 20 medals, just same with what South Africa and Egypt does to us. Now, the picture you're looking at was the girls that went for the competition before Chanel. And then that's Stephanie Onusoroka there when she was also 8 years old. And look at the continuity with Stephanie Onusiruka. And then we have Kachi Ume, then we have Kaima, and we have Ima Basi. All of these girls are big girls now. But what is the continuity? What do they have in stock for us? That's what we should be looking at. And Stephanie was just being celebrated by the minister, and they gave her the Talent on program.
I actually
award.
saw that particular clip.
Yeah, but what about the other members of the team? Because one can be demoralized that, okay, this one is appreciated and the other one is not appreciated.
After all, they did the same thing.
Yeah.
And they won the same thing.
And then Stephanie won when she was 8 years old, and she now win gold medal when she's also 8 years old.
Wow.
That showed you that the program works. So now we should be doing like when they see us, they call us like Chinese. Like we are not Chinese, but we can do better. It is people that makes it happen. Don't just say, hey, these Chinese people, they can bend or they can do this. So, but you saw some of our gymnasts that can also
In fact,
do
look
all
at
of
the lady that actually slide her leg chubby, and you'll be like, can she do this?
That's Dolakpo, another amazing gymnast. So look at all of the girls with the number of medals they've won. That's Sophia Michela. And you can see Stephanie is also there to meet with the minister. So in Nigeria, how do we utilize our own time? How do we make things come forth? With the greedy ones, be ready to say, please, I don't want to do this.
This was, they traveled to Boston
Yeah, we
in
went
US,
to Boston in
2019.
the US. Yeah.
Wow. That's of Onusurika, that's Dolakpo.
That's Dolakpo, that's Teniola. The other one is Sophia Inshela, and then Kachi Ume, and then with our honorable sport minister that likes sport.
Anyway, that's a good one there. You've been talking about gymnastics, and you've given us a lot of analysis concerning this. Let's go back to the young girl.
Chanel was also in Dubai, though.
Chanel, can you mention how many countries you have traveled to because of gymnastics? Can you remember?
I've traveled to Dubai, I've traveled to Lagos, and I've traveled to South Africa.
Okay, at least 2 countries aside Nigeria. That's Lagos, they have South Africa and Dubai.
Yes.
And when you travel to those 2, Dubai and South Africa, I know South Africa, you have the medal on your neck. Did you win in Dubai?
Yes.
You won the medal there?
It was a training course.
Okay,
a training
course.
It wasn't a competition.
Good one.
So they gave us for a good participant.
A good one. That's a good one there. Now, let's look at gymnastics as you are now. You say you are 8 years old?
Yes.
Do you have any plan to continue doing gymnastics?
Yes.
You want to be a national champion?
Yes.
Right now, who can you mention in Nigerian gymnastics, maybe your colleagues, that you feel like, I want to be better than this person? Can you pick any name?
Stephanie.
Want to be better than Stephanie. Good one there. Let's switch to the Coachy.
Yes,
now,
please.
looking at gymnastics, recently, federal government appreciated some athletes, and these a lot of people like, okay, since they mentioned World Athletics and Commonwealth Games, agreed. But if you look at Nigerian sport, there are so many sportsmen. Let me use a general word now that include both men and women that really needs to be appreciated. But from the way it is, it seems the Commonwealth Games and World Athletics are the one that just got appreciated, just like the young lady here and a host of others in different sports. What will you say or advise to the federal government concerning this?
Yes, what I would say to the federal government is for us to respect talent and respect the coaches. Because many of our, let me give you for instance, many of our public school teachers now teaching in the private school. Why? Because they feel better that they treat them well there in the private firm than the government. So if we're able to train athletes from this age, what do you use to govern them? How can you control, how do you follow the talent up, just like how we follow Stephanie? Because if not for the club, the coaches, and the parents, Stephanie would have been no more. She wouldn't have been doing gymnastics again. That I promise you, that I know. The equipment we use at the National Stadium is nothing to write home about. Provide us with equipment. Give these children scholarship if needs be. take them as Nigerian children, just like how you're in the military school and the government takes care of you and stuff like that. In sports, there's nothing like that. Let them go for training every now and then have a target, a set target for them, like a goal, like say, okay, this Chanel or Kanko them will be going for 2031 or 32 Olympics or 2028 Olympics. Set that goal and set another set that will take over from them. So it should be a long-time plan. Even if it is a short-time plan, you should have somebody to always take over. If not for Amosun, Amosun that won the others, Nigeria would have been in a mess in that game. It was that girl that boosted everybody's morale. It's okay, let's just get this done, because before her, it was all about Blessing Okagbari. So when Blessing Okagbari had issues, somebody
had to step in.
I mustn't just bring her from nowhere because nobody believed she was going to do it. We weren't expecting that from her. Even Ese Brume, nobody was expecting anything from them. Just like Chanel them and then Stephanie, nobody was expecting anything from them. But I bet you at the time when some people now put eyes on them and say, okay, we are the one in charge, these guys will fail. Because psychologically, they messed up, they tamper with their emotion. You tamper with what they want to go and do. And then you bring a new coach that doesn't even know how they started. You know, that was something like that wanted to affect Odunayo Adokoroye.
Yes.
Purity is a coach. But at the end of the day, maybe something went by and then you got to know that coach. And she failed. And then when Purity came back with Odunayo Adokoroye, she got a medal. She got a gold medal. And the fight was done up to how many minutes, how many seconds?
She got the medal.
She got the medal. So respect the coaches and respect the athletes. And then get something for future for them, because if these children are traveled to South Africa, God forbid, and anything happens, they'll be like, who sent them? Who asked them to go and represent us? The sport ministry is not organized and blah, 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 stuff like that. But now that they won for the country, what do you have in stock for them? Because if anything happens, the presidency, they listen. They know about all of this. We are not telling you come and give us millions or billions. We are telling you that nurture this talent and let them go further and make us happy, because the positive side of Chanel will also give a positive side of other children. Like, they'll be like, oh, I want to be like this girl. Okay, so that's just it. Like, creativity ignores bad thinking.
Good one there. We've been talking with Coach Tony Asuquo, FIG certified coach. We want to appreciate the time that he actually came to the studio, bringing Chiwendu Chinelo Okpandu, the great athlete, the gymnast. Let me give you so many accolades. I want to shake you. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good one there. Well, Nigerians, a young gymnast there representing us. She did well in South Africa, and right now we have to celebrate her among others. And for Coach Tony Asuquo, I want to have you again one more time on this show. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good one. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.